Welcome to part 3 of episode 1 of Digital Clarity, where we optimize the content and the website of Cherry Pig Diamonds in St. Louis, Missouri. Here we are. This is Cherry Pig Diamonds in St. Louis, Missouri, and we're going to check out their page speed. Okay, so first, real quick, on desktop, they're flying. Their desktop performance is outstanding. They're not going to lose anybody that comes to their website, at least not because of site speed on desktop. When we get to mobile, we see that it takes a little bit longer. The first contentful paint, the largest contentful paint, which is the entire thing here. Right here's the first. This right here is the first. Right, we can see it loading up, but the whole thing takes 9.3 seconds. Okay. You can see that there's, again, here's some more technical things. You give that to your developer or to your marketing team and let them handle that. And when you just do these things, it will make everything go faster and you will sell more. You'll get more appointments because less people will leave. So let's check out the website. Okay. So we already did page speed. The next category is clarity. The header messaging, is it clear and concise? Not so much, right? In fact, you know what? Let's take a second. We're going to go back up. Let's look at the logo or lack thereof, right? We don't really have any branding here. We just have a black and white site with all caps, pretty much all caps in the content, except here. The messaging of where we are and what this is not immediately obvious on the homepage. There needs to be stronger and clearer. What is our goal? Custom design pieces and collections, right? You can tell by going through here, at least even right here, right? Peace of mind buying experience, schedule your appointment, pick a diamond, obviously for making something custom, or ready to wear, and shop the collection. We have 3, maybe 4 sort of like pseudo calls to action right here without even really fully understanding where we are. Yes, we have cherry pick diamonds up here, but we don't really know. I mean, we can sort of, try and decipher this language and understand where we are, but it makes us think too much. And when you think too much, you bounce. We don't want that, right? We see a peace of mind buying experience, then schedule an appointment, then pick a diamond, then pronto collection with the button shop the collection. It's just way too many instructions arriving to the page. And when you give too many choices and too many things to do, the primitive hindbrain says, and leaves. And that's what's going to happen here. Also, the clarity of the value proposition. What is the real value proposition? And visitors are left guessing about what makes, what Cherry Pick's value prop is. Yes, we see there is peace of mind, but also nothing to really bat. Like if we're going to base our website on peace of mind, where's the proof? How are we backing that up? We don't have that yet. Also, again, I'm going to go back to the logo for a second because he doesn't have one. And the logo conveys your brand identity. Like there's a reason why there are agencies that focus only on this aspect and charge tens of thousands of dollars to make a logo. It gives the look and the feel of your business. And it's one of the first things people notice. As English speakers, we go from left to right and you go up to down, right? So right now, all I see is text. I don't really have a feel for what's going on here, right? So right now we're on a website that doesn't have a look and feel and doesn't really have a conveyed value proposition. Not really sure what I'm doing here yet. Okay. The next part, when we talk about clarity, is user focus as opposed to I and we content. Content here is pretty sparse. We have here pretty much it. We have some headers, obviously, designed in St. Louis, made in the USA. But otherwise, that's it. We don't have anything about the customer. We don't have, we're not pointing out, well, what are issues that people face? We're not also pointing out, like, What do we bring to the world? So content here and just overall brand, overall, here's what I bring to the world needs to be developed. Okay. The menu structure, the navigation. It's functional. It shows what they sell for sure. There's no question that they do engagement rings. There's obviously no question that they do other jewelry, right? And we can see what are the different kinds of things. Obviously, earrings, necklaces, bracelets, wedding bands. I would say though that the way that this menu is structured in terms of design wise, in terms of look and feel, it's a bit, there's nothing that differentiates it right now. It looks like there's just two menus, right? The two are the same design, the same. Let's give sub menus a different look. And also they don't need to spread across the entire thing like the rest of the menu. A little thing that drops down that kind of hangs down with the different categories like that, so that it doesn't cover up other stuff, like doesn't just totally stretch across, the rest of the top part. Also considering they want to sell more custom pieces, there should be a main menu item about that. And we have some certain concepts that are sort of like doubled up here, and I'll explain. Like contact could be under about us, services possibly also under there, especially if they're not anything that we really want to emphasize, right? Like we don't really want to emphasize repair necessarily. Maybe they do, but you do want to emphasize things that you want people to know you for. So like, for example, maybe replacing the contact button and putting about under us, and then using that space for custom design, and then submenu items below it for a page specific to their custom design process, as well as, a link up there to book a design appointment. Easy to follow conversion path. While some pathways do exist on the homepage, the language is a bit ambiguous and sometimes doesn't match the button. So for example, here, pick a setting for your diamond, shop semi-mounts, right? Even if it means the same thing or something similar to a shopper, they may not know what that means. And having something that's incongruent also leads to people going, well, I don't understand that, so I'm not going to click it, right? It should say something more like, find my perfect setting. Okay, search functionality, they have it right here. It could be a little bit more prominent, but otherwise it's fine. Contextual calls to action. So let's see, we have contextual calls to action, CTAs like book an appointment, they exist, but they could be more aligned with the corresponding section. So let's see, for example, schedule a consultation. What is your pick? Cherry pick your diamond shape right here in Clayton. How about some context? What's going to happen in a consultation here? Explain the consultation. I'm not necessarily going to schedule anything if I don't know what's going to happen. Let's scroll down a second, see what else we got. I mean, here we have book an appointment, right? But the section itself, to ensure personalized experience and service tailored to your needs, we operate by appointment. Okay, here we have an appointment. We provide our clients professional diamond education and complimentary consultation. Whether you're in the market for a new ring or looking to sell a cherished heirloom piece, we're here to assist you. We take great pleasure in hearing about your jewelry design concepts and are committed to meet your standards and expectations. How about maybe instead of book an appointment, book a design appointment? Let's also split up. Like if we're, if someone wants to sell a piece, maybe have a piece for selling. And then you can have a button that says, sell my piece, right? But let's keep the concepts separate so that the person can process one concept at a time. Are you not getting the custom design appointments and high-end customers you deserve? Your website could very well be holding you back, but I want to help you. Get a free website audit by yours truly, and I will tell you exactly where your site needs improvement so it ranks higher, gets more visitors, and converts those visitors into custom appointments and paying customers. Register for the audit at jewelrywebsite123.com. Now, I only have time for 5 a month, so if you're into it, do it now. Register at jewelrywebsite123.com. I look forward to helping you. All right, placement and visibility of the call to action. There are CTA buttons in pretty much every section, so that's good. The wording, is it action oriented? Are we driving people to take a particular kind of action? And the wording here is a bit generic, right? We could use more compelling phrases like "find my dream ring," right? If we have, if we're going to focus on this collection, maybe let's have, right? We have Pronto. We have the Pronto collection. Maybe let's have a section just for Pronto with some text explaining what it is. And then we can say, find my dream ring. Or for the custom design section, start my design now. Right now we have a lot of, more just kind of like passive or shop something types of buttons. Okay, next we have our content engagement. Is the content audience focused? The content focuses more on product listings and doesn't really get even too far into users, to engage the users with benefits, emotions, or storytelling. Although in the section here, in this section here, I mean, there's a little bit, right? They touch on it. They start there, but we need to really build out this concept of speaking to the customer before we can really get them to trust us to want to give us their money. And along those lines, they're emotional or benefit driven content. I don't really see too much. There's minimal emotional appeal here. Content should convey how the jewelry makes the customers feel special. Now, sure, I think there's a little bit here where they talk about, standards and expectations or giving complimentary consultation, but at the same time, there's none of that. You're going to look amazing at your next black tie event. Everyone is going to look at your finger because that ring is 100% custom and no one in the entire world has anything like that. Or those earrings that you have are one of a kind, just like you. Okay, so next, logical flow of topics. Mostly for this page, product listings are the main focus, but the site lacks really any kind of narrative flow to guide the users effectively. Let's tie the sections together, right? We can have a sort of like underneath the header section has some text that starts talking about custom and collections and booking appointments. And then the sections below that can kind of also follow that sort of order. This isn't really happening. Okay, blog content. There is no visible blog or educational content that I can find. This is a huge missed opportunity for SEO. We do have here down at the bottom, we have things about the 4 C's. We have lab-grown facts. We have jewelry cleaning, proposal spots, diamond myths. Like these are sort of, like you can see at the bottom, in the bottom corner here, it says when the URL in the bottom left-hand corner shows up, but it says pages, right? Some of these should maybe be a little bit more like blog posts. They feel a bit more educational and on a different tone than a web page that is trying to sell, right? But the fact that they don't have a blog is problematic. That is going to prevent them from getting a lot of additional traffic, maybe not for people that are looking for custom jewelry in St. Louis, Missouri, but maybe there are people in St. Louis, Missouri that are looking for, that maybe have the seed planted about some custom jewelry. And now maybe they want to have check out some pages about different styles. Or maybe if there's someone who's maybe getting into Art Deco and they want to understand a little bit more about art, like custom Art Deco jewelry, something like that. The fact that we don't have that here will prevent them from getting traffic. Let's see here. Visual and functionality. Overall, the site is visually appealing and elegant. I think the black and the white and the imagery that they use, it's nice. It gives a good feel. You're going to a nice jewelry store, but sometimes in the areas like the product listings or the menu up here, it can be a little bit cluttered. Plus, all caps feels like yelling. We need to get rid of that. Mobile responsiveness. Let's go back here for a second, just to look here. It's okay. I went on my phone and I went to the website. It's a little bit difficult to navigate and suffers from a little bit of slow performance, and they definitely need to optimize. Ease of use. Forms and buttons lack prominence and context. And that makes it hard to connect the dots when understanding if I should shop or if I should book an appointment. Simplify and improve usability for better conversions. Okay. So to recap, we want to optimize performance, compress images, reduce the amount of scripts. That's these things that are slowing it down, right? We have like these JavaScripts. This is for your developer. Don't worry about it. Refine the value proposition, clearly communicate the unique selling points, and do it in the top part of the homepage so people see you immediately and want to continue scrolling. Improve our calls to action, add more prominent action-oriented buttons like schedule your free consultation or start customizing your ring. Let's introduce some emotional content, storytelling, benefits-driven copy that will resonate with your visitors emotionally. They don't necessarily have, like if we're talking about a different kind of business, right? This is not a website for, for a plumber where you have a problem, right? You bring up a problem and then you tell them you're going to solve it. In our industry, sure, there are issues, there are problems that people face, but to make someone want to buy a custom piece from you or to buy from one of your custom collections, it's got to be a lot more emotional, and it's got to not tell them the process of getting there. It's like a vacation, right? You don't advertise the flight. It might be the best flight ever, best food, best champagne, best, most leg room, but people don't go on a vacation for leg room. People go on a vacation for the vacation. So we need to show them the vacation. Also create a blog, simplify our navigation, streamline the menu, and let's enhance the mobile experience a little bit, prioritize mobile speed and a few design improvements to ensure smooth navigation and load times. So thanks again to Cherry Pick Diamonds. Our next website that we're going to look at is Diamond Designs in New Haven. Coming up next, the website and content optimization of Diamond Designs in New Haven.